Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about updates from Friday ahead of the Qatar sprint race. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. Now, as we know, in Qatar it is a sprint weekend, so on Friday you had one practice session and sprint qualifying, and well, it was Oscar Piastri who took sprint pole. Where's this pace come from? I mean, the last few rounds he's been well off the pace and nowhere near the pace of his teammate Lando Norris, who's gone in to the Qatar Grand Prix weekend with a 24-point advantage over Piastri. But in Qatar, Piastri was just flying. He was strong throughout practice, he was strong throughout sprint qualifying, whereas Norris, he was making notable mistakes and only ended up in P3. So yeah, a really good job from Piastri to take sprint pole. It could have been worse though for him. I mean, on his final run in SQ3, he had a snap of oversteer at turn 4. That could have ruined everything, but Oscar somehow managed to save the car and on top of that, improve his lap time. So a really good job from Piastri. And speaking about taking sprint pole, Piastri said, "It's been a good day, which is nice for a change. Things clicked from the start, so thanks to the team. It has looked good this weekend so far. There are a few things to tidy up, which is nice to say on pole. It's only sprint pole, but I will take whatever I can get. Sprint weekends are tough to know if you're fully on top of things, but it felt good all day, and we made good adjustments before qualifying. The pace was there all day." Now, what's also good news for Piastri is that Max Verstappen was struggling in Qatar. As we know, Verstappen is level on points with Piastri in the standings. But yeah, on Friday, Verstappen was just struggling with the car. He was struggling to put a lap time together. It seemed the car was struggling with bouncing quite a lot. And we saw in SQ3 Verstappen go off the track on his first flying run. So yeah, he lost a lot of time, did Verstappen, and he only ended up P6 in SQ3, and on top of that, he was out-qualified by his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. When do you see this? Tsunoda has really struggled this season since being promoted into the second Red Bull seat from Japan. I mean, across the 20 Grand Prix since then, Tsunoda has only reached the points on 6 occasions, the most recent coming 4 weekends ago in Austin. So fair play to Tsunoda for out-qualifying Verstappen. He's done a really good job, and this is crucial for his future. I mean, it's been widely reported that Isaac Hadjar will be promoted into the Red Bull car for 2026 and take Tsunoda's seat. But performances like this are certainly going to go in Tsunoda's favour, and I think it's pretty clear that following the start tomorrow, if Tsunoda is in front of Verstappen, Tsunoda will let Verstappen past pretty quickly. And speaking about his future, Tsunoda said that no decision had been made and that helping Verstappen as much as possible over the final 2 rounds would naturally help his chances of staying on the grid next season, with Tsunoda saying, as quoted by the official F1 website, "I'm only thinking about this race. The decision is not yet made. It's still in my hands and I'll try to support Max as much as possible. And I think if I'm able to achieve that, that will naturally be positive for my future. I will aim for that and see for the decisions." Now, going back to McLaren, if you go back to the start on Friday, there was an issue for McLaren. Basically, 90 minutes before FP1, all teams are requested to place one of its cars in front of its garage for an hour, allowing media and the fans with a pit lane pass a closer look. However, McLaren did not have an MCL39 on show for the majority of the session before finally putting Oscar Piastri's car into position, and it's since emerged that McLaren carried out unusual tests on Norris's car in particular. And on top of that, it looks like McLaren was forced to ask the FIA for a special exemption, with Sky Sports F1 pit lane reporter Ted Kravitz saying, "McLaren had some issues with both their cars and they got an exemption from the FIA technical delegate Joe Bauer to delay putting a car out. They did get one out eventually, but they've been doing some non-destructive testing of all the surfaces on Lando Norris's car. I'm yet to get to the bottom of why they've had to change various surfaces on Lando Norris's car. They've got a probe on all of the surfaces and are checking if there are any cracks for it. That would mean that they had to change it yesterday, but I saw the cars being built and it was all ready." So what is the purpose of a non-destructive test? Well, Sky Sports F1's Bernie Collins said, "Most of the car is built with carbon fibre, which can crack internally. basically the little fibers can break up. There are loads of ways that can happen, normally if you have contact with the wall. So let's say the front right, you look at that front upper right suspension, anything on that, and see if there are any cracks within it. Maybe they think that perhaps because of the porpoising the car was under last week in Vegas, they just want to double check that it hasn't vibrated something within the car too much. But it's unusual to do that on a Friday morning and not all day Wednesday and all day Thursday, when they would have been building up the car at the track. So maybe they've seen something when they fired up the car this morning. They've checked a load of sensors, zeroing them all before the car goes out on track, and maybe something in that showed up as being broken or not clear, and that's why they've ended up going through this non-destructive test. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.